What's up guys, my name is Your Heroes and welcome back to more Call to Arms. Now today we are in the Gates of Hell, that's right. And as you know, Gates of Hell has had their recent big massive content update too, which I did a video on the other day. But one of the new changes that they have added to the game is that, not changes, they've added new vehicles to the game. By the way, I completely misinterpreted that. I thought they added in a new faction, but they've just added in vehicles from a different faction into a faction currently in this. So I'm talking about the Churchill 3, the Valentine tanks, and I think an American armored vehicle truck or whatever it's called, which was interpreted into the Lend-Lease program, which they have got here in the game. Now, I just thought it was basically that Brent had its own army, had its own faction, but they do also have that in the works currently, so stay tuned to the channel for that. But currently, which is kind of giving a wee kind of tips off here, a wee bit ideas that we do have probably the British faction to come next into the game instead of maybe America, considering that they've just added a few British tanks into the game, but it's a part of Russia. And I'm talking about these two vehicles, right here sitting right in front of you. We have got the Churchill 3, we have got the Valentine Mark 7, if I'm correct, if I know my Roman numerals. We've also got the rocket artillery, the BM-3112 Katyusha, the favorite, the most OP truck in the game, which I think is still OP. We have also got the Valentine Mark, I think that's 11, and Valentine Mark 11, if I again know my Roman numerals. Or it could be 9 actually. Yeah, sorry, Valentine Mark 9. We've also got the M3A1E1 Scout car, of course, the American made. And then you've also got your another Valentine Mark 9, and then of course you got the almighty Churchill 3. So today I'm going to be going through the vehicles here right in front of your screen, and also with this new map as well. I'm going to be running down this map as well, because this map is actually brand new as well, as you already know, and this is the crossing map, I believe. So I'm going to be possibly maybe talking about this in another video, or depends how much time I have. So guys, if you do like what you see, then make sure you do subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So let's start off with the main attraction, which I feel is the Churchill Mark 3. Probably one of the it started to lag there. Probably one of the most famous vehicles in World War II, and this vehicle was actually part of the Lend-Lease program. By the way, I thought the Lend-Lease thing was a completely made up thing by Call to Arms, but it was actually a real program made by the Allies. And the Churchill Mark III was the Soviet Union was sent 344 Churchill Mark IIIs and 4s types as part of the Lend-Lease program, which is currently what we have here. In 1942 to 1943, Churchills were used in the Battle of Stalingrad. 47th and the 48th regiments of heavy tanks, 42 Churchills were used. So by the way, I did totally not look that up and not look down on my phone, by the way. So yeah, that was the Churchill. Have to say, this Churchill, now we know a wee bit about the history of the vehicle, let's talk about tactics about this vehicle. What is so good about it? What's so bad about it? And let's compare it to other vehicles, such as German vehicles. Now, I have to say, the good parts of this has to be the gun. The gun and the armor. The gun is a 57mm ordnance quarter 6-pounder, which is a very rapid firing gun. If you manage to really just manage to get a really awesome position and you are against lightly armored vehicles, then you are definitely going to smash through this vehicle. But the only vehicles that you should really be worried about is probably the Panzer 3s and 4s, and even the Tiger ones. I would never put up this thing against a Tiger one or even a Panther tank, just because I would have no chance. Even though the Churchill 3 does have good armor, I would still think that this thing does have its limitations. So definitely be careful when you're putting it up against Panthers and Tigers. Definitely use it for I would say maybe Panzer IIIs and Panzer IIs in the lower class of German vehicles, and it'll do absolutely no problem. The bad side of it is the mobility. I have to say it's absolutely horrifically slow with a top speed of only 20, but a crew of 5. And to be honest, that's not bad, but to be honest, it's still very, very slow for this type of tank. But the armor is quite big, so the top speed isn't going to be absolutely huge on it. It does have a wee machine gun as well as at the side, just beside this the main gun on the mantlet, as you can see, which is the Besa, as you can see. So it actually has one machine gun in total. Oh wait, no, I think it actually has two. Yeah, it has two. So one in the turret and then one in the actual hull itself, which I'm hoping, yeah. So 2 of them are Bessas, and it does have a smoke screen as well. Overall, I actually love the Churchill 3, but to be honest, is it going to be useful in like against Panzer 3s and 4s and Panthers? Not really. Definitely don't take your chances against it. Alright, let's move on to the next vehicle, which I feel is another good vehicle, but probably quite similar to the Churchill, but just it's more of a medium to heavy armor tank. I'm talking about the Valentine Mark 7. Now, the Valentine Mark 7, I actually don't know the history of it, but basically that this thing was very useful in the war. It did actually have some quite trollish armor in the war, and it could probably stand up to a lot of the autocannons like the Panzer IIs and the possibly even Panzer IIIs, but the Panzer IIIs were very strong tanks at the time, so I would definitely never put yourself up against a Panzer II. And because this gun only has a 40mm, which is a less caliber than the 57mm you get on a Churchill, you're definitely going to struggle to penetrate the Panzer IIIs and 4s. And I have to say the top speed of only 24, only 4 kilometers faster than the Churchill. I would never consider this thing to be a top tier warrior in this game. I would say it can easily get out defeated by Panzer IIIs, as I have played a couple games in this already. I have to say it just gets easily destroyed by the Panzer IIIs, the Panzer IVs, the Tigers, the Panthers, probably most 80 guns as well. So never try and put this up. It could probably do it good against maybe the Panzer IIs and maybe the Panzer Is, but I would never consider this thing in a shootout 1-to-1 fight. I would probably bet on maybe the Panzer III, just because it has that 57mm gun compared to only this 40mm gun, which definitely has a disadvantage. Although the good thing is it has a quite powerful machine gun. It has a Browning 30 cal, the M1919, which definitely can pack a punch against enemy infantry and even 80 guns and mortars as well. Can really, and dig them out of trench as well, which is really, really nice. So, and I think it really only has one machine gun, I think. Yeah, it only has one machine gun, which is kind of disappointing. But to be honest, I would say this vehicle is not very good in this game. I have to say it's very lacklustering. But to be honest, that's how accurate it was. To be honest, the Valentine wasn't a great tank. In this game, it's not a great tank. In the war, it was very useful. But I have to say, even in this game, it's just quite underpowered, even though it's brand new to the game. So that is the Valentine Mark 7. Let's now move on to one of my favorite vehicles in this game. It is the Rocket Artillery BM 3112 Katyusha. Now, let me tell you, this thing can really pack a punch. See, if you really just want to get like a group of enemies, or even just lightly armored vehicles, or even try and stock a heavy armored vehicle like a mouse, it can certainly do the job. And I'm going to explain to you right now. It has currently has 12 shells, or 12, not shells, has 12 rockets loaded in this baby, ready to go. Although I do see it could probably definitely load more. Look at that, it's only got 12 in, I believe. Is it got 6 at the top and 6 at the bottom? But it does look like it could carry like 24, because it does, when you do click on it, it says 12 out of 24. So I don't know if that's maybe like a glitch, or I don't know if you just need to refill the ammo. But I could definitely say this thing could definitely use 24. But I don't know if that's just to do with the historical accuracy of this Katyusha, when the Russians actually only used 12 instead of 24. Now I'm going to give you a wee lesson, or a big lesson, to to show you what this what the sounds of this Katyusha. So I will shut up now and let you listen. Anyway, the max range on this is roughly about 275. So by the way, we're starting from all the way back at your base to probably all the way to about Cap A. You probably get to about Cap A, which is actually very far, so you could probably put this thing to the back of the map and just spam it. But anyway, let's give you a wee test of how it runs. I will shut up now. Hell yeah, baby, that was a hell. Oh my god, look at the crater it's made. Look at all these craters. Yeah, we would have definitely fucked up all the people in this cafe. Definitely. Jesus, man, look at that. We definitely said anybody in that range of A would have been absolutely fucked. So definitely a very useful piece of artillery, and definitely not a thing to just shove to the side. So probably one of my favourite vehicles so far out of this selection. Right, let's move on to next, the Valentine Mark 9, I believe. Now this thing actually carries a way more powerful gun than the Mark 7. This thing carries a 6-pounder or 57mm, the same as the as a Churchill 3, as you can see. So it kind of does look like it does have the same caliber. It's just this thing is just, it kind of just looks like on a Churchill it is a wee bit smaller. But as you can see, that when you actually spawn with this, it comes with two Valentine Mark 9s with sappers. So you get, it tells you here what it comes with. It comes with the tankman, of course. It also comes with the assault sappers, and it comes, yeah, it just comes with assault sappers. So what you can do is you can take them off, and as you can see, these guys are actually very well armored. As you can see, it looks like these guys do actually have yep, I tell these guys to get off as well, sure. So you can definitely have a very good round with these guys. This guy has RPGs, yes, RPGs. They have body armor that they actually look well trained. They've got some nice machine guns as well to their use. I wonder actually what machine guns they are. They're PPHs, the Pishka, whatever you call them. So definitely these guys are probably one of the most dangerous things. And also I believe you get a sniper with this. No, it's just a normal Pishka. So definitely a group of infantry and a tank that you really don't want to mess with, and to be honest, quite actually a very large group. And I did not mean to get the crew out. Yes, I have to say overall, I have to say I do very much like this group So if you guys ever want to just get a bunch of tanks and a bunch of infantry to kind of stall the enemy, then definitely these tanks will do. But like I said, it's a Valentine, so it's not really going to do any use, except that it just does have the same caliber as a Churchill 3, so you're still going to probably struggle maybe against your Panzer 3s, probably your Panzer 4s, and let me tell you, the armor on this isn't great, as well as the speed with only a 24 knots or kilometers, whatever you want to call it, which again is not fast at all. And it does have that one machine gun, the same as the other one. Actually, does this thing have the same machine gun? Oh no, this thing doesn't even have a machine gun on it. Okay, so it looks like the Valentine's Mark 9s doesn't even have a machine gun to protect itself, which is probably why it has infantry, which is really cool. But definitely, again, not probably one of my cherry picks, to be honest. But if you do want to just kind of hold back a bunch of enemies and tanks, small armored tanks, then definitely go for this group here. Last but not least, we are coming onto the M3A1 scout car. So this is based off, of course, of the scout car, the American one, but basically the Russians just painted it as their own. You've got that communist star and the number on it as well. And this thing does actually look very deadly when you're kind of starting off in the battle. It carries a 50 cal, which is actually bigger than what you get on the Valentine, which is only a 30 cal. So you're definitely going to pack a punch. And you also have the 50 cal at front, and then you also have the 30 cal at the back as well. So definitely is actually very good, so it can cover itself from all angles. Not every angle, because it can't really cover its sides per se, but again, that is no problem. And of course, it does carry some infantry as well, so let's get these guys out. These guys are quite deadly as well. This guy is carrying a DP. Let's get this guy out. This guy carries a DP7, which is probably a very deadly machine gun, so you can definitely pin down your men. You've got rocket launchers or an RPG behind him. You've got the rifles. You've got, you know, and oh, what rifle is it? You've got the Mosin. That's it, the typical Mosin for the Russians. So definitely actually a very good lot. I'd say this thing is very useful at the start of the battle, but to be honest, when the AI or when you're playing with friends, this thing hasn't got most armor. It is very fast though, 80 kilometers or 80 miles per hour. That is very fast, so you are able to get away very quickly. But to be honest, this thing can only maybe bounce like rifle shells and that. It probably couldn't even take grenade shells. It'd probably just blow up or Molotov. So definitely be careful. Keep the thing at range and definitely be useful. But I like how it's got like the wee fuel ports and all that, and it's actually very nice style onto it, as well as all the tanks. So guys, that is it for my review of the Lend-Lease group per se. So this is what you get with this new update of the game, and of course I will be discussing about map. If you want me to actually discuss about map tactics in the next video, then I'm happy to do that, because I could maybe show you guys a few pointers. If you guys all say, oh, I can't complete missions or something like that, even though the maps are different, I will show you map tactics to show you guys how to even just prepare yourself better for missions if you'd like to see that. So that means you can actually complete them, because a lot of you guys do actually say, oh, I can't complete missions because it's too hard or something like that. Well, what I'm going to do is, if you want, will be able to help you out for free, of course, by making a video about map tactics on where to do, what to take cover, you know, what if you're doing a stealth mission, how to go through with that, or if you're doing like an attack or a defense, and I'll show you that as well. So guys, that is it for today. If you do want that, then leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, because we are very, very close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. We are like 28 now or something like that, very, very close. So guys, keep hitting that subscribe button, and I even might live stream just to 1,000 subs, just to see if we can actually get there on live stream. So if you guys would like that, then make sure you leave a like. But other than that, guys, what do you think of this Lend-Lease vehicles? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you think there should be changes to it? Do you think there should be do you think they should be slightly improved, or do you think they're actually, you know, the right? Do you think they're actually well balanced and all that? So guys, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and our support, and I will see you in the next video. See you later, and goodbye.